My name is Cara Finley, and I blog at finleyhouse.com. Today I am talking about better sex in marriage and how that relates to the concept of ecstasy on demand. What do I mean by ecstasy on demand? I mean using pornography or masturbation to achieve a high level of sexual ecstasy very quickly whenever you want to. So, I think as a general overarching statement about marriage, it's important that people know that who you are as a single person is who you will be as a married person. If you are mean, if you are unforgiving, if you are bitter when things don't go your way, as a single person, when you get married, you'll still be mean, you'll still be unforgiving, and you'll still be bitter when things don't go your way. And so, how does that kind of relate to this whole concept of better sex in marriage and ecstasy on demand? I think whatever our ideas of sex in marriage as a single person are, those same ideas will carry over into our marriage and be those same expectations in marriage. I want to eliminate the concept that if you get married, then your issues will magically resolve. In fact, your issues as a single person will only be compounded when you get married because now you have this other person kind of drawing them out of you, and then you're having to work through them with someone else involved. And as far as ecstasy on demand, same thing goes. If you watch pornography, if you masturbate as a single person, then you're likely going to carry those same behaviors over into your marriage. And so I think that in general, most people who get married for the right reasons, they want to have better sex in their marriage. They want to have a good sexual relationship inside their marriage. However, I think the whole concept of ecstasy on demand kind of halts our progress as far as achieving better sex in marriage. Why do I say that? Well, pornography, masturbation, those are channels to easy orgasm. It requires little to no effort, maybe clicking a button, turning something on or off, and literally it makes the sexual experience all about you. And that becomes problematic when you're talking about good sex in marriage or achieving better sex in marriage, because sex in marriage has to take your spouse into account. It's not just about your sexual desires. Now there's someone else with sexual desires. There's someone else with emotions that have to be addressed. And you don't have to do all those things when you're talking about ecstasy on demand. Your pornography video or your sex toy isn't going to tell you that they have a headache, isn't going to say they're not in the mood, isn't going to be tired after a long day. And so what we see is that more and more people are replacing their spouses with these ecstasy on demand channels, with these tools to achieve that same level of orgasm that in reality they wouldn't be able to achieve with their spouse anyway, because sex, like marriage, takes effort, it requires communication, and a sex toy doesn't need all of that. A sex toy or porn video is always ready to go. It doesn't require an emotional connection. It doesn't require communication. It's powerless to go against your will. It can be tailored to your sexual preferences. And that's just not true when it comes to another person. And so this sex toy, this porn video isn't going to judge your sexual performance the same way that your spouse might. Like, man, you didn't do that for me. And so what I think a lot of times people use these ecstasy on demand things to alleviate sexual frustration, but really it just kind of perpetuates the cycle of sexual frustration, because at some point somebody is going to end up competing with a porn video or with a sex toy, and they're going to lose every time, because orgasm will be achieved using those things like this versus actually having to work with foreplay or whatever time and emotional connection need to be in place before really achieving a level of ecstasy through sex with your spouse. So it's really important just to keep those things in mind, that whatever our expectations of sex, they matter and they will affect our sex lives in marriage. And whatever things we're doing as far as ecstasy on demand, it's not just a matter of preference or opinion. It's proven that these things are affecting sexual satisfaction in marriage, and it's not in a positive way. It's causing it to be harder for people to find that sexual chemistry and stay together and desire to work on increasing that. So that's just something to keep in mind as we talk about better sex in marriage.